So to start off with, you want to start drawing guides for the braid. Now, I don't know how to explain this part. This is really tricky. So just follow what I'm doing in the video. And I'm really sorry if you hear some background noise because it's raining outside, so I can really control it, and I'm really sorry about that. So yeah, just follow what I'm doing in the video. Now what I'm doing is I'm just resizing the guides, and we don't really need this, like we just need them for the shading part and everything. So yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna rename this layer so that we are not confused later on. I'm just gonna name it guides, like that. Now what you want to do is just go ahead and select soft airbrush from airbrushing brush set, and also just turn down the opacity a little bit and the size of it. So the size of the brush depends on the size of the braid that you are creating. So because we want to show hair-like strands, that is why I suggest, decreasing the size of the brush. So now what you want to do is you want to fill in those little circle-like thing, not even circle, those shapes with hair-like strands. Now the direction of the hair, or the shape of the hair strand, must be like half of a semicircle, if it makes any sense. Yeah, you can actually see what I'm doing. So the direction, you understand where the hair strands are going in a braid. So yeah, just follow that. This is also tricky to explain, kind of. Now once you're done with that, you wanna do it again. Now this is the second layer of the hair strands. Now these are gonna be even smaller in size, so just decrease the size of the brush even more, and I would recommend doing this in a new layer so that you don't mess up. So just do the same thing again, just start drawing helix strands over the base that we created initially. So now you want to create a new layer, and just make sure to place it underneath the ones we initially did. And now what you want to do is just select the same brush and just decrease the size of it. Maybe it doesn't really matter. So what you basically want to do is you want to put the darker version of the color you are using for the hair on the areas where you think the shadows might be hitting. So for me, mostly in a braid, the dark shadows are usually just in the middle of it and towards the outside a little bit, as in the video. So just follow the video as I'm doing. Once you're happy with the shadow placement, just pick up the blend tool and make sure that you are using soft airbrush as the blend tool. Now what you want to do is you really want to push the color, the dark shadow color, towards the mid part of the braid or of the hair strand, as you can see in the video. So yeah, it really is that simple. Now, if you don't know how the blend tool works, you should definitely check out my video on how to master the blend tool on Procreate, and I'll link it down below. Make sure to, if you don't know how the blend tool works, or if you don't know how to blend, you should definitely go watch that video before you even start with this one. So yeah, just go ahead and blend it all out in the middle, towards the middle part of the hair strand. Now, once you are done with the first layer of the blended shadows, you want to do it again. Now, this time, this is going to be with a smaller size of the brush. Now, we don't really want to make it all dark and black. That is why just make sure to put in a small area as I'm doing in the video. So yeah, uh, it is basically about working in layers, and I'd highly recommend you to create new layer for each and every step. I'm not creating new layers for each and every step because I'm quite, used to this. But if you're a complete beginner, make sure you are using different layers for different things, for each step, I should say. So yeah, just repeat the process all over again, but this time make sure you're doing it really, really like lightly, not lightly, I should say, but with a smaller size of brush. Now again, pick up the blend tool and just blend it all out. Make sure to push the color in the mid area of the hair strand, or the braid strand, I should say. Okay, now pick up a different brush and a color of your liking and place a rubber band right there because you don't want to open that beautiful braid up. So now what you want to do is just go ahead and create a new layer above all the layers and pick up white color and then pick up light pink from luminous brush set. Now what you want to do is just decrease the size of the brush and decrease the opacity of the brush as well. What we basically want to do here is create helix trends over all the shadows that we did. So if you haven't watched my video on how to draw realistic hair digitally, you should definitely go ahead and watch that before you go ahead and draw this braid, because yeah, I basically teach you guys how to draw realistic hair step by step, like the basic beginner version of it. So you should definitely check that out. I'll link it down below in the description. So yeah, just start drawing hair like strands over the shadows. I don't know if you can really see that in the video, but yeah, because the brush is so light and thin, and that's how you want to keep it. So now what you want to do is just create a new layer for highlighting, and I'm using the same brush as I did for the hair strands and the same color as well. And I'm just lightly putting highlights over the parts that I think should be highlighted. Now go ahead and pick up the blend tool and start blending the edges of the highlight that you put in. So now just go ahead and create a new layer. Make sure to place it at the very bottom of all the layers and choose soft airbrush and decrease the size of the brush and decrease the opacity of the brush as well, and start creating hair-like strands just at the outer part of the braid, just to make it look more realistic. So yeah, that's basically it, and it was so easy to follow along. I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, please do not forget to give this video a big thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys the next time.